All right, here we go. What's going on, everybody? This your boy King Gabe, and I know it's kind of early, probably. Original. You think it would be like Wednesday night there, but sometimes this does happen. But be known but at least it is happening. Yeah, we do sometimes the Bible reading alters between night and morning. Most of the time, we do it at night, especially because I be at work, and then when I get off, I do this. But since I'm off work, figured I do it now. That way I can get some other things done this evening, and we'll be done this, and also full of energy, be able to give old Joshua a reading there. What's going on, big EJS? EJ, what's going on? About to hear about the ironic. Your full name is Edwin Josh Sherman, and we're reading about Joshua, isn't that Joshua? Like they say in the Ten Commandments. Say that lady was going out. Say water lily. All right. You going on both names there? All right. So let's say we are say old boy Joshua, and we got Edwin Josh Sherman in the room. So Josh meet Josh. All right. So let's get on in this and not waste no time here. So first start with the first chapter when God commissions Joshua. So the journey is about now the journey to the promised land has been going on, but it's beginning for Joshua as leader. Sort of like when I mean it's a little different, but sort of reminds me of me and Christina when we had the nursery at our church. We started off. It was at First Baptist, and we started off as volunteers for it. Just kind of there helping with the kids and stuff like that. And there was someone else over it. But then in 2010, um, I think shortly before that they closed down, but then it reopened, and I was like, well, I'll take on the responsibility of leading the nursery here, the nursery ministry. So yeah, so it's sort of like so that's similar to Joshua taking over for Moses here. So all right, so after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord said to Joshua, the son of Nun, say Nun, say Moses' assistant, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now, therefore, arise and go over this Jordan, you and all this people, into the land I'm giving to them, the people of Israel. Every place that the sole of your foot will tread upon, I have given to you, just as I promised Moses from the wilderness and this Lebanon. Them names again there. As far as the great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, the great sea toward the going down of the sun shall be your territory. No man shall be able to stand before you all the days of your life. Just as I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will not leave you nor or forsake you. Be strong and courageous, for you shall cause this people to inherit the land that I swore to their fathers to give them. Only be strong and very courageous and careful to do according to the law that Moses, my servant, commanded you. Do not turn away from it to the right hand or to the left, that you may have good success wherever you go. This book of the law, shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do according to all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous, and then it will have good success. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened, and do not be dismayed. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Yeah, don't do like several books ago. Go spy out that land and see what it's like. We saw it. It got some good stuff, but there's giants over there. We can't do it. Yes, we can. No, we cannot. No, so don't be all like them. Hello, God is here. Hello, like come on. I mean, did he not? He did split the? He did, split the Red Sea in half. Think that's a think that's a sign. That's a big sign right there, and all the plagues in Egypt. Joshua assumes command, and Joshua commanded the officers of the people pass through the midst of the camp and command the people prepare your provisions. For within 3 days you are to pass over Jordan and go in and take possession of the land that the Lord your God is giving you to possess. Man, this is bringing back memories right now. I'm getting really nostalgic reading this because first thing coming to my mind, the animated series Greatest Adventures from the Bible Stories and the episode Joshua and the Battle of Jericho. Yes, and I remember Joshua speaking to the people saying these exact words there. Man, there's a trip down memory lane. My boy Joshua. And to the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half tribe of Manasseh, Joshua said, remember the word that Moses, the servant of the Lord, commanded you, saying, the Lord your God is providing you with a place of rest and will give you this land. Your wives, your little ones, and your livestock will remain in the land that Moses gave you beyond the Jordan. But all the men of valor among you shall pass over armed before your brothers and shall help them until the Lord gives rest to your brothers as he has given as to you, and they also take possession of the land that the Lord your God is giving them. Then you shall return to the land of your possession and shall possess it, the land that Moses, the servant of the Lord, gave you beyond the Jordan toward the sunrise. And they answered Joshua, all that you have commanded us we will do, and wherever you send us we will go. And just as we obeyed Moses in all things, we will obey you. Only may the Lord your God be with you, as he was with Moses. Whoever rebels against your commandments and disobeys the words, whatever you commanded him shall be put to death. Only be strong and courageous. Oh boy. It's like a battle cry. Oh! So first thing, we got just a few things to take care of. Chapter 2. Rehab. Say Rahab. I think I pronounced it right. I think it's Rahab. Rahab hides the spies. I definitely remember this story. Joshua the son of Nun sent 2 men secretly from Shittim as spies, saying, "Go view the land, especially Jericho." And they went and came into the house of the prostitute whose name was Rahab. Remember that? And lodged there. And it was told to the king of Jericho, behold, men of Israel have come here tonight to search out the land. And the king of Jericho sent to Rahab, to Reba. I'm thinking, okay, it's Reba, I think it is. That's still Rahab. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Rahab. Say, hold on, let me see. Let me make sure here. Like I said, this is the make sure I'm pronouncing that right. Pronounce red. Oh, no. That's you misspelled it. Oh, gotta turn it up. Rahab. Okay.
Rahab.
Okay. Spy. All right. Rahab. All right. So Robin lies there. King of Jericho sent to Rahab, saying, "Bring out the men who have come to you, who entered your house, for they have come to search out all the land." But the woman had taken two men and hidden them, and she said, "True, these men did come to me, but I did not know where they were from. And when the gate was about to be closed at dark, the men went out. I don't know where they went. See, I don't know where the men went. Pursue them quickly, and you'll overtake them." See, but she had brought them to the roof and hid them with stalks of flax, and she had laid in order on the roof. Well, she did pretty good. She did a pretty good job with hiding them. They even got organized there. An organized hiding spot, man. That's impressive. And it's sort of making me think of remember at the beginning of Exodus when Pharaoh was killing all them babies and stuff, and how they hid Moses. Kind of making me think of that, hiding baby Moses. But in this case, she's hiding two men, two Israelite spies. So yeah. So anyway, so she got laid them on the roof. So the men pursued after them on their way to Jordan as far as the fords, and the gate was shut as soon as the pursuers had gone out. Before the men lay down, she came up on the roof and said to the men, "I know that the Lord has given you the land, and that the fear of you has fallen upon us, and all that the inhabitants of the land melt away before you. For we have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea before you when you came out of Egypt." The word been getting around. And this was years before. This was years before the not only just the internet, but even the news media. So yeah, you imagine news getting around without all of this little fancy stuff here. Hmm. So oh yeah, I almost got so came out of Egypt. I almost got so excited I lost my place. And what you did to the two kings of the Amorites who were beyond the Jordan, to Sihon and Og, which you devoted to destruction. And as soon as we heard, our hearts melted. There was no spirit left in any man because of you, because of the Lord, for the Lord your God. He is God in heaven, above the earth beneath. Now then, please swear to me by the Lord that as I have dealt kindly with you, you also will deal kindly with my father's house, and give me a sure sign that you will save alive my father and mother and my brothers and sisters and all who belong to them, and deliver our lives from death. And the men said to her, "Our life for yours, even to death. If you do not tell this business of ours, then when the Lord gives us this land, we will deal kindly and faithfully with you." Okay? Then she let them down by a rope through the window, for her house was built into the city wall, so that she lived in the wall. And she said to them, "Go into the hills, or the pursuers will encounter you, and hide there for 3 days until the pursuers have returned. Then afterwards you may go your way." God's giving them the 411 here. Then the men said to her, "We will be guiltless with respect to this oath of yours that you have made us swear by. Behold, when we come into the land, you shall tie this scarlet cord in the window through which you let us down, and you shall gather into your house your father, mother, and your brothers, and all your father's household, your father, mother, and brothers, and all your father's house, and anyone who goes out the doors of your house into the street, his blood shall be on his head. We will be guiltless, but if a hand is laid on anyone who is with you in your house, his blood shall be on our head. But if you tell this business of ours, then we will be guiltless and they then we will be guiltless and respect your oath that you made us swear. And she said, according to your words, so be it. She sent them on their way, and they departed. And she tied the scarlet cord in the window, and they departed and went into the hills and remained there 3 days until the pursuers returned. And the pursuers searched all along the way and found nothing. And then the two men returned. They came down the hills and passed over and came to the Jordan. And Joshua, the son of Nun, they told him all that happened. And they said to Joshua, truly the Lord has given us all this land into our hand, and also all the inhabitants of the land melt away because of us. And now, chapter 3. Time to cross that Jordan. Joshua rose early in the morning, and they set out from Shittim. They came to the Jordan, and he said to all the people of Israel and lounged there before they passed over. At the end of 3 days, the officers went through the camp and commanded the people, as soon as you see the ark of the covenant of the Lord being carried by the Levitical priest, you shall set out from your place and follow it. Yet there be a distance between you and it, about 2,000 cubits in length. Do not come near it, in order that you may know the way you shall go, for you have not passed this way before. Joshua said to the people, consecrate yourselves, for tomorrow the Lord will do wonders among you. And Joshua said to the priests, take up the ark of the covenant, pass on before the people. So they took up the ark of the covenant and went before the people. The Lord said to Joshua, today I will begin to exalt you in the sight of all Israel, that they may know as I was with Moses, so I will be with you. And as for you, command the priests who bear the ark of the covenant, when you come to the brink of the waters of the Jordan, you shall stand still in the Jordan. And Joshua said to the people of Israel, come here and listen to the words of the Lord your God. And Joshua said, he said, here is how you will know that the living God is among you, and he is without fail. Drive out from before you the Canaanites, the Hivites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, and the Gishites, and the Amorites, and the Jebusites. Behold, the ark of the covenant of the Lord of all the earth is passing over before you into the Jordan. Now therefore take 12 men from the tribes of Israel, from each tribe of man, and when the soles of the feet of the priests bearing the ark of the Lord of all the earth, shall rest in the waters of the Jordan, the waters of the Jordan shall be cut off from flowing, and the waters coming down from above shall stand in one heap. So when the people set out from their tents and pass over the Jordan, with the priests bearing the ark of the covenant before the people, as soon as those bearing the ark have come as far as the Jordan, the feet of the priests bearing the ark were dipped in the brink of the water. Now the Jordan overflows all its banks throughout time of harvest. The waters coming down from above stood and rose up in a heap very far away at Adam, a city that is beside Zerathim, and those flowing down toward the sea of Abraham, the salt sea, were completely cut off, and the people passed over over opposite Jericho. Now the priest bearing the ark of the covenant of the Lord stood firmly on dry ground in the midst of the Jordan, and all Israel passing over on dry ground until the nation finished passing over the Jordan. Man, but that's what, and I remember definitely seeing that in that the Battle of Jericho episode of World Greatest Adventures of the Bible Story. Because I remember the people of Jericho, they were watching like they're just sending these priests, they're gonna drown. And then all of a sudden they put their foot on that river. Now you remember the Red Sea, Moses put his staff down, that sea split in half. So you had a wall of water on each side. Like, boy, all this water around. There's some nice fish in the water over there. But in this case, they put their foot at the brink of the water and it just started evaporating. Just nothing but just basically just went away. Yeah. And there, so Jericho was it is a ooh boy, the brink of, so now let's see, we got chapter 4, 12 memorial stones from the Jordan. When all the nations had finished passing over the Jordan, the Lord said to Joshua, take 12 men from the people of each tribe, a man, and command them, saying, take 12 stones from here out of the midst of the Jordan, from the very place where the priest's feet stood firmly, and bring them over with you and lay them down in the place where you lounge tonight. Then Joshua called the 12 men from the people of Israel whom he had appointed, a man from each tribe. And Joshua said to them, pass on before the ark of the Lord your God in the midst of the Jordan, and take up each of the stone, take up each of you a stone upon his shoulder, according to the number of the tribes, the people of Israel. This may be a sign to you when your children ask in time to come, what do those stones mean to you? Then you shall tell them that the waters of the Jordan were cut off before the ark of the covenant of the Lord when it passed over the Jordan, and the waters of the Jordan were cut off, and these stones shall be to the people of Israel a memorial forever. And the people of Israel did just as Joshua commanded, took up the 12 stones out of the midst of the Jordan, according to the number of the tribes of the people of Israel, just as the Lord told Joshua. They carried them over with them to the place where they lounged and laid them down. And Joshua set up 12 stones in the midst of the Jordan, in the place where the feet of the priests bearing the ark of the covenant had stood, and they are there till this day. For the priests bearing the ark stood at the midst of the Jordan until everything was finished, that the Lord commanded Joshua to tell the people according to all that Moses had commanded Joshua. The people passed over in haste, and when all the people had finished passing over the ark of the Lord, and the priests passed over before the people, the sons of Reuben and the sons of Gad and half tribe of Manasseh passed over armed before the people of Israel, as Moses had told them. About 40,000 ready for war passed over before the Lord for battle to the plains of Jericho. On that day, the Lord exalted Joshua in the sight of the Lord, in the sight of all Israel, and they stood in awe of him, just as they had stood in awe of Moses all the days of his life. The Lord said to Joshua, command the priests bearing the ark of the testimony to come out of the Jordan. So Joshua commanded the priests, come up out of the Jordan. And when the priests bearing the ark of the covenant of the Lord came up from the midst of the Jordan, the souls of the priests, they were lifted up on the dry ground. The waters of the Jordan returned to their place and overflowed all its banks as before. People came up out of Jordan on the 10th day of the first month, and they encamped at Gilead on the east border of Jericho. And those 12 sons which they took out of the Jordan, Joshua set up at Gilead, and he said to the people of Israel, when your children ask their fathers in time to come, what do these stones mean? then you shall let your children know Israel passed over this Jordan on dry ground, for the Lord your God dried up the waters of the Jordan for you until you passed over, as the Lord your God did to the Red Sea. He dried it up until we passed over, so that all the people of the earth may know that the hand of the Lord is mighty, and that you may fear the Lord your God forever. And we're going to read chapter 5. Got a new generation circumcised here. As soon as all the kings of the Amorites who were beyond the Jordan to the west, and the kings of the Canaanites were at the sea, heard that the Lord had dried up the waters of the Jordan for the people of Israel, until they crossed over, their hearts melted. There was no longer any spirit of them because the people of Israel. At that time, the Lord said to Joshua, make flint knives and circumcise the sons of Israel a second time. He made flint knives and circumcised the sons of Israel at Gibeah Halah. And for this reason, this is the reason why Joshua was circumcised. All the males of the people that came out of Egypt, all the men of war, had died in the wilderness on the way after they had come out of Egypt. So all the people who came out had been circumcised, yet all the people who were born on the way in the wilderness after they came out of Egypt had not been circumcised. For the people of Israel walked 40 years in the wilderness until all the nation and all the men of war who came out of Egypt, he would not let them see the land that the Lord had sworn to their fathers to give them, a land flowing with milk and honey. So it was their children whom he raised up in that place that Joshua circumcised, for they were uncircumcised because they had not been circumcised on the way. When the circumcising of the whole nation was finished, so like what Abraham did in the book of Genesis, they remained in their place in the camp until they were healed. And the Lord said to Joshua, today I have rolled away the reproach of Egypt from you. And so the name of this place will be Gilead until that day. And then the first Passover in Cana. While the people were encamped in Gilead, they kept the Passover. I remember they was even talking about this in there. He's like, well, what are they doing now? They're stopping to eat unleavened cakes. And they call it Passover. So 14th day. They kept the Passover on the 14th day of the month of the evening at the plains of Jericho. And the day after the Passover, on that very day, they ate the produce of the land, unleavened cakes and parched grain. The manna ceased the day after they ate the produce of the land, and there was no longer manna for the people of Israel, for they ate the fruit of the land of Canaan that year. The commander of the Lord's army, when Joshua was by the Jericho, he lifted his eyes and looked, and behold, a man was standing before him with his drawn sword in his hand. And Joshua went to him and said, are you for us or for our adversaries? And he said to him, no, I am a commander of the army of the Lord. Now I have come. Joshua fell on his face of the earth and worshiped and said to him, what does my Lord say to his servant? And the commander of the Lord's army said to Joshua, take off your sandals from your feet, for this place you are standing is holy. And Joshua did so. It looks like we're off to a very good start here. With old Joshua, they went across the Jericho and everything. So it looks like so next time we'll see how things progress over in with this Battle of Jericho coming up here. Yeah. Let's see. Let's look like just taking a little peep here. How could look like Joshua let's see. Because another reason I'm stopped, because the next chapter say the fall of Jericho. So yeah, kind of, like they say, you want to leave them wanting more, see if there. Because I saw Judges. Oh, there we are. Oh, go back a page here. Okay, so Joshua goes up to 24 chapters here. Okay, so it's just taking a look at what we have for Joshua. So, yeah, so we'll be going into the fall of Jericho next time there. Like I say, once all this with the book of Joshua, then we'll be dealing with some judges after that. So, yeah, it's quite a bit to look forward to. So yeah, that's what we got for the day here. So make sure you definitely like, share, and subscribe, and definitely get our available books, and also support us on that Patreon. It's like Iceman Universe, and also support the Miracle Crew. Yours truly, Queen Tina, Big Sis Case, and DJ the Supreme. And just like you hang out with us here in the live streams, also hang out with us in Discord and on Facebook. And without further ado, we will see you guys in the next video or live stream. Y'all take care, everybody. Peace out.